For many years, Govee wasn't a brand that I could recommend because their products didn't work in Apple Home. This is an example of where the new Matter standard has really benefited Apple Home users, as many of these Govee lights now work with Matter. Last year I reviewed the Govee M1 light strip, a great light strip that I still use today in my everyday life. It does have its flaws though, so today I'm going to talk about what those flaws are and let you know if I still think that this is a light strip worth considering. Recently released is the Govee Strip Light Pro 2, similar to the M1, but there's some nice improvements that I want to discuss with you. I've also been testing out their COB strip light, and this one is a lot of fun. It's a single tube with evenly diffused LEDs that's meant to be seen, as opposed to a light strip that you typically want to hide to avoid seeing those individual LEDs. So like I said, this one's a lot of fun and I want to give you a closer look and let you know my thoughts. With the holidays just around the corner, it's a great time to start thinking about adding some lighting to your home. These of course can be used all year round, but they're especially fun to play around with during the holidays. Speaking of the holidays, Govee also sent me their new permanent outdoor lights. Last year I featured Govee's permanent outdoor lights Pro that work with Matter. Well, this year they've got a new version that also work with Matter, so we'll talk about that as well. I'll link the original M1 strip light review video I did in the description below. At the time, I said it's my favorite light strip. It's bright, the colors are rich, and with 10 zones per meter, it makes for some really cool color transitions. And there are a ton of scenes to choose from in the Govee app, including music scenes, which uses the built-in microphone on the controller. Matter has been a little hit and miss, though these Govee lights have been equally reliable to any Apple Home products that I own. I do wish, however, that there was a way to bring those Govee effects into the Apple Home app, similar to what you can do with the Kara or Nanoleaf, though most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I'm just looking for a set color and brightness, and then for the other 10% of the time, I can just set that up in the Govee app. I can even create a schedule, so around Christmas, I can set a cool Christmas scene to play in the evening, and then I can still turn it off using my Apple Home goodnight scene. What's come to disappoint me just a little bit since my original review of the M1 is the accuracy of its whites. It does okay, but not fantastic. Certainly is better than many other light strips that I've tested, but I still think that this light strip is best suited for someone who's looking mostly for color. So that leads me to one of Govee's newest light strips, their Strip Light 2 Pro. This one again works in Matter, so there's no need to mess with HomeBridge. You can bring this right into Apple Home. This comes in a 2 meter and a 5 meter version and is RGB WWIC. The WW giving us a dedicated white chip and a color range between 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. So that bright, pure bluish light during the day, and then you've got some softer, warm yellow light that you can use in the evening. Like the M1, there's 10 segments per meter, 60 LEDs per meter, and it gets as bright as 350 lumens per meter. This new light strip also includes a new technology that Govee created called their Blend system, which integrates the hardware and software to provide improved color accuracy and color blending technology to deliver enhanced lighting effects. I installed this new light strip along my record player cabinet. Before, I actually had the M1 here, and while it worked great, I wanted something with improved whites, and this has made a big difference. I'm still rocking my M1 and love it in my basement along my countertop. I mostly just use color lights down there, so it really just depends on what you're using this for. The 5 meter light strip was more than long enough to fit around this cabinet and provide some nice diffused light. In the evening, I have these included in my evening scene that provides ambient warm white light and some turquoise light in my chill time scene. As usual, there's tons of effects available in the Govee app for every occasion. Here's a few of my favorite holiday scenes though for Halloween and for Christmas. And since I've got my record player right here, I can use some really cool music scenes as well. This uses the built-in microphone on the Govee controller.
It's alright, I wish you will, it's alright.
Here I did a side-by-side to try to demonstrate the difference between these two light strips, though I'd say the differences are hard to capture on camera. Overall, they both performed pretty similarly, though I did notice an improvement with the color accuracy on the Lightstrip Pro 2, in particular with its whites. As of right now, both of these light strips are selling for around $100 on Amazon.com, of course depending on the length that you're looking for. There's also some coupons available as of recording. The links will be in the description so you can check those out. Now let's talk about Govee's COB Strip Light Pro. This one is really cool. Unlike a traditional light strip where the LEDs are meant to be hidden so you can just see that diffused light bouncing against a wall, this COB light strip is meant to be seen. It is 1,260 LEDs per meter that are packed so tightly together, along with the built-in silicone diffuser means you can't see the individual LEDs. It's available in 3 meters and 5 meters, and like the other strip lights that we've discussed, it's individually addressable with 12 zones per meter, and it can be cut down every 8 centimeters to find the perfect length for whatever project you're looking for. These LEDs are RGBIC plus W, so we get a dedicated white chip here, but not warm white unfortunately. I bet you're already thinking about all the fun places that you can place this light strip. I'm in my son's room. I've installed this along his headboard. Previously he had a Yeelight light strip in here, which was nice, but it wasn't working so well, so this is a big upgrade. It definitely looks way cooler since you can see those LEDs and so many cool effects that are available in the Govee app. My son thinks this is the coolest thing ever. This was the perfect length to wrap all the way around the headboard without needing to cut it, and I was really impressed how easily this wrapped around the corners. Videos never do light strips justice, and definitely that's the case here. This COB light strip looks amazing. I have this on a schedule to turn on the lights in the Govee app, but my son can also control the lights using his HomePod. I've also got a flick button you can use to turn the lights off, and there's always the physical controller as well. As of recording, the 3 meter version sells for $100 on Amazon currently with a $10 coupon, or $150 for the 5 meter version. That's in US dollars on Amazon.com. Lastly is their permanent outdoor lights. Permanent outdoor lights have become quite popular over the last few years. They look great and they only require a one-time installation. Govee has a few options to choose from. These are the new permanent outdoor lights too. Unlike the originals, they support matter. They're also more than 50% brighter and have improved whites. I'm currently using their Outdoor Lights Pro, which I've featured on this channel before. The Pro lights also support matter and they're cuttable for more customized setup. It's also brighter and includes an additional white chip for the best whites possible, but it's also more expensive. The Pro lights look amazing though. The whites are great, which make them a good choice all year round, and they're especially awesome during the holidays like Halloween or Christmas. They include adhesive for installation as well as some clips. There weren't as many clips as I had hoped, so I used them mostly along the top of the house since I knew that those would be the most difficult to refasten. You can see though where I ran out of clips, the adhesive has worn off in a couple of areas, so I'll have to see if I can add some sort of clips to reattach those. You can get these lights in both a black or a white version. Obviously white would have been the better choice for me, but black is just what Govee happened to send me, and honestly it didn't stand out as much as I thought it would. It's great that Matter enables us HomeKit users to use Govee lights in our smart home, and it's nice to see more Matter devices coming out, and Matter seems to be getting better slowly over time. With the holidays just around the corner, now's a great time to start thinking about adding lights to your smart home, and if you're interested in picking up any of these lights, I will have links in the description below which will help to support the channel. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.